father brought, one Saturday morning, brought home a cardboard box with 45s in it. You know what a 45 is?
No, what is that?
It's a record. It's like a single.
Oh.
Vinyl. And in the front of the box was a bunch of candy.
Oh, what candy?
Well, in England we have great candy in England. Yeah, it's really good shit.
I need some.
Really good stuff. So anyway, my dad would bring this home, so I'm like associated with the candy, with the records, with the music. So he sort of weaned me into it.
Wow.
Yeah, so I got an early start when it came to music.
How old are you when you started?
Yeah, 12 maybe.
12.
I mean, I was listening to music before that, but, you know, growing up in London back then, it was all the Beatles, the Stones, the Kinks, and all those type of bands. It was a great time to be, you know, living in England. And I just learned my skills and learned to be a drummer. That's what I wanted to play. And hung out with a lot of good people, musicians. I had a great time.
So who is the vocalist, the lead singer when you started?
Well, when I started, I mean, I play with different people.
Oh.
I mean, you know, you don't just start in a band. I mean, I joined the cult later on, back in the 80s. But before that, I played with a lot of different people. I did work with Julian Lennon, a band called Spirit. A lot of bands that, you know, are coming out of England and all that, I do session work with, or do some touring with, or gigs, you know. And then I got the call in 86, 85, late 85, to go and join the cult, which was, you know, out of 150 drummers, I got the gig. So I did a lot of stuff before that in studios in London, and I learned my craft.
So did you ever actually think that you're gonna be a lead singer someday or something like that? No.
I wouldn't.
So
want
you just want to be in the back.
I don't want to be a lead singer. No.
Yeah.
No. People would leave the venue if I sang. They would leave.
That's what I always said to myself.
They asked me to sing a song at the end of the evening when they want to get rid of people. When they want people to leave, they ask me to sing. That's when they ask me to sing.
I love that.
Right.
I love that. Well, did you ever compose songs?
Oh yeah. I had a studio in New York. When I lived in New York, I had a studio there. We did some music for TV, for TNT, Franklin and Bash, that show, the lawyer show. We did some music for that. I did a lot of music for video games and all types of stuff. So yeah, I mean, I play bass guitar as well, and I do writing on keyboards and stuff. But my main instrument is drums, but I like playing bass as well. But you know, I've been on a lot of different situations. That's the great thing about being a musician. You know, you can move around and do different types of music, do different types of things. So
yes.
I've been blessed to be able to do that.
So yes. So what is the first band that you actually joined?
The first band I joined was Johnny Mars and the Seventh Son, and it was a singer that used to dress like Jimi Hendrix, right? And he had a big harmonica. And we would play blues music. So that was the first professional job I got.
That you had.
Yeah, we did all the pubs. We did all the traveling around England and stuff. It was great.
Wow.
It was really cool. Yeah.
So what had changed? What had changed when you joined the cult? Because we all know. Well, for those who just tuned in, I just want to let you know I have Mr. Les Warmer here, former drummer of the cult. The one that I've been promising to you guys to interview, and now Nola just made it happen. We should have sponsored.
Oh yeah.
Show, right?
Yeah, you're right.
But anyways, for those who just tune in, Mr. Les Warmer is with me, the former drummer of the cult. So he is now actually explaining and letting us know his journey to the cult and after the cult. So right now, before the cult.
So before the cult, I mean, as I say, I was a session drummer in England. So people would call me up and I would go into recording studios and record drums and different instruments. And then I would go out on a tour with different bands as well. And then I auditioned for AC/DC actually. At the beginning of the 80s, I think it was 82, 81, 82, maybe 83. They were looking for a drummer, and I was down at an audition, and I got into the top 5 audition. So I did pretty good. You
Yeah,
know.
top five. You're with
Yeah.
how many participants?
Well, I'm sure there was a load of people,
Oh,
at
yes,
least
definitely,
100 or
yeah.
something like that.
Yeah.
I got in the top five for that, but they said I was too tall. Because the guys in the band, the ACDC, they're midgets. They're really short. So I don't,
Like me.
I don't think they wanted to bring boxes around with them. You know, like boxes to stand on or anything.
Like
you know?
what you told me earlier,
Yeah.
do you need some pillow?
Exactly. So no, I'm not saying that was the reason, but you know. But yeah, I mean, I got you know very close to it, and as I say, I played with Julian Lennon, worked with him, and then I got the call for the audition for the Cole, and then that was it pretty much. I was literally working with them exclusively for like 2 or 3 years.
Wow.
Yeah, did a lot of touring all around the world.
All around the world.
Yeah.
So, what's your favorite country that you've been to so far?
Huh, interesting. Well, I took a shine to America because we did a lot of stuff in America, so that's why I live here now. I mean, I liked Australia was pretty cool. It was okay. I liked Paris. Paris was charming. Europe, you know, Europe was cool. I think Paris is my favorite place in Europe, but Italy was very nice as well. But you know, I mean, I went to Japan. I went everywhere.
Did you guys went to the Philippines?
No,
No?
never went to the Philippines. No, but Japan we went to, and didn't go to South America, which I'm actually going to South America later on this year.
Wow.
Going there.
So what band are you in right now, or are you associated with?
I'm in a few different projects because now the music scene has changed since back then. You know, it's a lot harder for musicians to make money. So what you have to do is you have to, unless you're in a really big band, you pretty much have to be in a few different projects to make it work. So I play bass in a Tom Petty tribute band, which is really great. We do some great gigs, fly out shows. I'm in an Irish band that we do a residency here in Vegas.
Oh wow!
We do all the festivals.
What resort?
New York.
New York.
Yeah, but I'm in there tomorrow night, and I'm sort of in between. I mean, since the Cole, I was in Bow Wow Wow. Do you remember that song? I Want Candy. I mean, you must know that song. I want candy. Dun, 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 you know that song?
Yeah.
It's a
doesn't ring a
huge song. It's like the chicken song.
Probably.
You know the chicken song, right?
Nah.
Know the
Probably
chicken
if the vocalist will sing it, probably I remember.
Yeah, you
Just
would know it. You would know it.
I
But,
think if I hear it, I will probably.
Yeah, if you heard it, you'd know.
Yeah.
So I played with them. I did some stuff with them. A guy called Ronnie Montrose, who was pretty big in the '70s. I played with him. So you know, things change all the time, and that's what I like about it. You never know what's going to come up.
Yeah, it's kind of exciting.
Yeah.
You know, you have that adrenaline going, and
Right.
the momentum is like going. So when did you came to the United States and decide to live here?
Well, I left England in '92, and I decided to leave England. England can be a bit rough as far as musicians. You know, you don't make much money.
In England or here?
In England.
Okay.
Yeah, they don't really treat musicians that great, you know what I mean? But so I left England, moved to New York, lived in New York for 10 years. Opened up a studio, did a lot of recording and film music and TV. That was fun. And then New York got really expensive. I mean,
Yes.
Manhattan, it's all yuppies now. It's changed a lot. You know, from the 70s it was great there, and 80s, but so anyway, I decided to move to Vegas after that.
So when did you move here?
2002.
2002, and
Yeah.
everything is going good so far. You
Yeah.
know, it's the number one
Yeah.
entertainment in the
Yeah,
world.
I mean,
so
it's great. It's a good place as a hub, you know, to be able to fly out to other places. You know, it's good. There's some good work here, some good corporate stuff, you know. I love the weather too. The weather's great.
yeah, well, New York. I used to live in Minnesota, so I know the cold.
Yeah, Minnesota, that's Midwest. Is that
Yes,
Midwest? Yeah.
yes.
So it gets really cold, right?
Yeah, it's very, very cold.
You lived there how long?
For about 2 years.
So where were you before? Did you come from Philippines?
Philippines to Hawaii to Minnesota to here.
Hawaii is nice.
It's expensive too.
Is it again?
It's very expensive.
Really?
Yeah. It's very expensive.
Yeah.
So that's one of the main reasons. That's why we move out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
So when did you get out from the cult?
I went to Africa, did some stuff in Africa, and they were going for a different path, so we split, you know. And I was doing so much session work at the time, anyway. You know what I mean? I just wanted to move on.
So when you move here in the United States, are you already married?
No, I got a O1 visa first.
Oh.
And then I met someone in New York and we got married and then I got a green card.
Oh, got you.
Yeah. And I have a couple of kids here.
Yeah.
It's cool.
Yeah,
I mean,
your boys, right?
What?
Your boys.
No boys.
I know, you called it. Oh, I'm actually it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, yeah. Well, for those who just tuned in, we are with Mr. Les Warmer, the former drummer of The Cult. If you actually don't know about The Cult, then you guys have to go and research it right now. We're not gonna go on break because the momentum is going, so I'm not gonna go on break. Do you need some break?
No, I'm good. I wouldn't mind a coffee, but coffee. It's a coffee-free zone, right?
Yeah, blame it to Nola.
Okay. You should have told me, Nola.
No, she should tell me, Maria.
That's okay. It's all good.